Luka Doncic is going to win the MVP award this season. That's it. There's no joke. There's no funny intro bit. There's no clever editing. This is as real as it gets. I even took the green screen down because I just want to be as real with you guys as possible, as authentic as possible. No green screen, just my real life background. Luka Doncic is going to win MVP, folks. Let's start getting excited. Funny enough, my friend Nick Ingstad, the host of Locked On Mavs, which I go on after every single game, posted a podcast episode last night talking about why Luka Doncic should win the MVP this upcoming season. 30 minutes of just hard-hitting information that I highly recommend you guys go check out because I'm not diving too deep into the weeds like that. But there are some stats I want to go over. And, of course, some clips, some of my favorite Luka clips from this season and why I do think that he is legitimately the MVP and why I think that he actually might end up winning this thing a couple of months from now. First and foremost, we have like the basic numbers. The Mavericks are 6.5 points per 100 possessions better when he's on the floor versus when he's off, including being half a point per 100 possessions better defensively when he's on the floor. So this is the first time in Luka's career that the Mavericks defensively have been better when he's on the court versus when he's off. And I gotta be real with you, that does pass the eye test. Of course, we have all the insane counting stats for Luka. 34 points per game. He's going to lead the league in scoring. 9.5 assists per game. That's a career high for him if that were to hold. 8.8 rebounds per game. He's currently at 37% from three. That would be a career best for him on 10.3 attempts per game. That would be a career high for him. 62% true shooting. That would also be a career best for him. So every time it feels like, I don't know, like what can Luka really improve on? He just does. He just gets better and better. This has been by far the best he's looked from beyond the three-point line in his career. As I already mentioned, 38% from deep. He's in the 99th percentile in Basketball Index's shooting talent, 100th in shot creation, 100th in thought creation, 42% on catch and shoot threes as well. I mean, that's been an interesting development to monitor for Luka. A guy who's like really never even attempted catch and shoot threes. He's in the 100th percentile in playmaking talent. Of course, we already know that this guy is an absolute wizard when it comes to playmaking. And it's a shame that some of the narrative surrounding him is that he's a ball hog and he doesn't pass the ball, he doesn't get his teammates involved. This guy is one of the greatest passers the league has ever seen, and he's one of the best quarterbacks of an offense the league has ever seen, bar none. Don't let them fucking trick you. It's true. His stuff at the rim has just been insane. He's shooting 75% at the rim, which is crazy by itself. Like, that's a number that's good for anybody, no matter the shot diet you're getting. But 92% of his shots at the rim are unassisted. So that means he's having to create these shots himself, and he's still shooting at that clip. I went and dug some numbers up among players across the league whose unassisted rim percentage is 90% or more, meaning they create all their shots at the rim. Luka is by far the most efficient at 75%. I mean, it's not even remotely close. If you just go on Twitter and search Luka first, there's going to be a billion tweets. Luka's the first player to score this many points and have this many assists. Luka's the first player to score this many points on this efficiency. Luka's the first player, the first. Luka's the first player. That's true. Luka is the first player in NBA history. Yeah. That's right. But really, the main argument I have for Luka's MVP case so far is only possible through the power of hindsight. Of course, the Mavericks are playing incredibly well lately, but there was a stretch of basketball from December 1st through January 31st where it looked like the sky was falling, right? It looked like this team was exactly who they were, which is a play-in team, a team that's going to be fighting to even make the play-in tournament. Over that 2-month stretch, they went 15-16, a game below 500. However, the Mavericks were absolutely destroyed by injuries over those 2 months. In 31 total games played, Kyrie played in 13 of them. Derek Lively played in 21. Josh Green, 17. Maxey played in 8. Dante Exum played in 16. Those are all key rotational players for the Dallas Mavericks who missed huge chunks of time during those 2 months. And without heroic efforts from Luka Doncic, who's to say that 15-16 record wouldn't be something like 10-21? And who knows what they look like at the trade deadline? Who knows if they're even confident enough to go out and make trades at the deadline to improve this roster? Basically, what I'm trying to say is Luka kept them afloat in a time where a lot of ships would have completely sunk to the bottom of the ocean floor. Over those 2 months, Luka played in 23 games. They went 12-11 in those months. They only won 3 times in that 2-month stretch when Luka scored under 35 points. Twice! He averaged 37 points per game, 9 rebounds per game, 10.8 assists per game, 1.5 steals, 0.7 blocks. He was a +1 net rating over those 2 months despite their shoddy record. 48% from the field, 36% from deep. Obviously, though, some incredible performances sprinkled in there. A 73-point game against the Hawks, the 50-15 game against the Phoenix Suns. This team wouldn't even be in the position they are now, where they're one of the hottest teams in the league and have a real chance to solidify themselves as a top 5 team in the West heading into the playoffs seeding-wise. They wouldn't be in that position if it weren't for Luka Doncic's heroic efforts during that 2-month stretch where you never knew who was going to be on the floor for the Mavericks. It was game to game. Who's fucking hurt now? Wait, I'm on the injury report. I'm not even on the roster. I'm tired of this bullshit, man. He's the MVP of the league. I've played nice long enough. It's over. Shea, I love you. You're my favorite non-Maverick in the NBA. I'm sorry I have to do this to you. Let's start off this barrage of clips talking about Luka Doncic's defense. And the reason why I'm starting with Luka Doncic's defense is because that's the number one criticism people have when it comes to Luka and his MVP candidacy. Well, he sucks on defense. Nay, nay, nay. Not this year, young man. Not this year, good sir. Luka's been, I think, an average defender, which if you combine that with his, offensive ability, you get, an MVP level player. I mean, look at him playing one-on-one defense here against Stephen Curry. That guy. Now, part of what's made Luka better defensively this season is his effort, his energy level, getting back on defense. Okay, that's been a problem that has plagued him throughout his entire career that I think was at its absolute worst towards the tail end of last season when it was clear and obvious everybody on the Dallas Mavericks roster completely and totally quit on the season. And I thought Luka's defensive effort down the stretch of that season was so abhorrently bad. But he's been much, much better this season. I mean, look at this effort right here, right? Just getting right to the rim, finishing over a shot blocker, get back on defense. Watch him go. Look at him go, man! Wow. There's a lot of isolation stats that point towards Luka being a top 10 defender in the league. I think he's like top 10 in opponent's point per possession in isolation or whatever the case may be. No, I don't think Luka's a top 10 defender in the NBA. But again, when he's locked in and defending on an island one-on-one, I mean, it's not like Jaden McDaniels is some great ISO player, even though his ISO numbers aren't terrible. Still good defense right there. When he's locked in, he's got that big body, that big frame. He'll put it on you. How about this transition defense right here? Tim Hardaway Jr. dribbling into a crowd of 7 players. Okay. Look at Luka. Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. 2 of the best offensive players ever. And look at Luka. And then watch. No, wait, no. Wait. I forgot about this. Holy shit. He's got a sneaky 7'2" wingspan. Like, a lot of people don't realize that about Luka. He's actually, like, freakishly long. And he can use that wingspan to go up and grab rebounds like that, but also contest shots. Oh, a nice little hit-ahead pass, too, to Josh Green. It's kind of been interesting to watch teams, like, go at Luka, hunt Luka. It's not uncommon for teams to do that against the other team's best offensive player to tire him out. But Luka, when he's locked in, I mean, it's nothing sweet. Like, he'll clamp you up. Damian Lillard, they go at Luka. Yeah, I'm closing that off, and I'm contesting that. Didn't you know? And he takes a good amount of pride in his defense. That's one thing I like. He's dead serious when he says he wants to make an all-defensive team. Again, do I think he'll make it? No. It's great help right here. I mean, just a great job. In good hands. And you see this time to time for, great offensive players who aren't great defenders. I think about Jokic. I think about Dirk. And no, I'm not just thinking of white guys, but those are the 2 guys who did pop into my head. They have really good hands, though, and they're really smart players. So they know, they know how to use their hands. They know how to use their hands on you. And here, Cat posting up Luka. And Luka's post-up numbers are great defensively, too. Again, you look at a lot of defensive metrics, and it's like, wait, is Luka really going to make an all-defensive team? And the answer to that question is no. But still, I mean, look at this defense on these post-ups. Good help by Josh Green, but Cat gets it right back. And Luka fighting. And then hustling, and then flopping. Again, like I said, these players who might not be good defensively, but they know how to use their hands. It's a good job. In transition right there, strips that by Zaire Williams, and then the offense slows down, and the Mavs are able to get back defensively, and it leads to a Jaren Jackson clank. How about clutch defensive plays, too, to ice games? 6-point game with 20 seconds left. Walling off Deni Avdija. And he's yelled at him. Get the fuck off the court. Now let's get to my favorite part of Luka's game. I mean, anytime I watch Luka highlights and whatever, it's always his passing and his playmaking that just is incredible to me. Taurean Prince. My God. Where in the fuck? It's not the best Luka pass ever, but just a guy who whips out, like, wild passes that just are so normal for him at this point. That's a really nice looking pass. But for Luka, that's like probably the 14th best pass he had in that night. And just the sheer amount of attention that he draws on his drives, on his isolations, on his post-ups. Going to give so many wide open looks to guys. Of course, Grant Williams is going to clank that. Look at, oh my God, D-Live going to work. Hold on a second. But again, just look at the attention that he draws on this drive. Cat comes in to help. I'm not entirely sure why. And then Luka whips that pass. Luka reads that in split second. It's a wide open 3 in the corner. This is an unbelievable read right here and a really nice cut by Dwight Powell. Again, just reading this defense. Duop Reith comes in to help. What a find. Just a very deep, probably the deepest passing bag in the league, if I had to guess. Beautiful bounce pass. It's a toss-up between him and Jokic, who the best skip passer in the NBA is. Take your pick, really. I'm not going to argue with you. I mean, look at that pass out of a double team. A skip pass out of a double team like this. I mean, that's absurd, man. You notice how a lot of these clips are bricks? The look-offs, the no-looks. Again, just so much attention drawn on anytime he has the ball. I mean, that was an absurd pass right there. Just a quick little glance towards A.J. Lawson is enough to get Eric Gordon going one step. And it's just a perfect pass to the corner. My God. That one is crazy. He's a wild boy who attempts passes like these on the floor. All right. All right, just get the ball to Jaden Hardy and let's, we're playing 4-on-3 offensively. Jaden Hardy can go to work, whatever. Luka says, no, I'm just going to float one to the corner. What the fuck? Just does such a good job reading the defense and collapses, the defense whenever he drives to the rim. He shoots 75% at the rim, so you got to send so much help to him. And he just reads it perfectly. He just knows exactly where you are. He knows where the help's coming from. He knows who he has where. And it just leads to great looks like these over and over and over again. Like, genuinely, just watch a Mavericks game and take note of how many times Luka is throwing to wide open players, is passing balls to wide open players. Oh, Max misses that. But it's absurd because of the defense he draws. I mean, that's an unbelievable pass. Great read there, too. And it's even the really subtle things, right? Just the attention that he draws leads to wide open threes for Kyrie Irving. Because he's posting up to Trey Jones, so Sohan's got to shade over just a little bit, even if that means helping off of Kyrie Irving, who's one pass away. So a guy like Kyrie Irving, one of the greatest offensive players to ever live, gets wide open threes playing next to this guy. I mean, what are we talking about? How about a live dribble bounce pass? Nutmeg through LeBron James. I'm the king now. I'm the king now. My Lord. Hey, you guys got to go contest Josh Green. Come on now. Respect my guy. And yes, it was a nutmeg. Yep. That's disgusting. Again, just the subtle things. Luka's getting doubled right here. Trey Jones has to defend too. This is going to leave Jaden Hardy wide open for three. Either way, the Mavericks were getting a wide open three for Trey Jones or a wide open three for Luka or for Kyrie Irving. Who am I talking about? They're either getting a wide open three for Jaden Hardy or a wide open three for Kyrie Irving. And look, Trey Jones knows. Trey Jones knows, holy fuck, he can make that skip pass. It doesn't matter that Marvin Bagley is close to a 7-footer and is guarding him. Luka can make the skip pass. So Trey Jones has to commit to Kyrie in the corner. And that just leaves Jaden Hardy wide open for a three. I'm highlighting this play right here because the Mavericks spend so much time playing exactly like this. 4-on-3 basketball. Nobody gets double teamed more than Luka. And yes, that does matter when we're talking about the MVP candidacy. If your team can play 4-on-3 basketball for a large chunk of the game because you're drawing so much attention offensively, well, guess what? You're the most valuable player in the league. Yeah, I don't make the rules. I don't make them. This was, how about this pass? I forgot about this pass when I was looking back through the clips. What the fuck, man? This guy's disgusting. Then, of course, you have his scoring ability, right? Leading the league in points per game. The best bucket getter in the NBA. If I had to pick anybody to get me a basket, I'm picking Luka Doncic. The craftiness, the pace that he plays with, just, so good at getting great looks. The handles, so tight on a string. Paul George strips it. Doesn't matter. I'm getting it back. I'm finishing. Again, the pace. 100th percentile as a pick-and-roll ball handler because he's just a master at it. An absolute master. Has Jeremy Grant on his hip. Great Gortat screen by Dwight Powell. And again, it's just the patience, the pace. Knows exactly what he wants. Let him cook, man. Let him cook. Dylan Brooks hounding him. I'm going to work. Spin move. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. The space that he can generate on these step backs. This is a good defender in Jabari Smith Jr. A very, very lengthy defender. And Luka just breaks him. Just completely breaks him. Ooh, my Lord. This is what started to separate Luka from everybody else offensively is when he developed this little mid-range game. 8 mid-range attempts per 75 possessions this season. That's 13th highest in the league, and he's 49% on middies. 34th in the league. That is a great, great number. He just gets deep in his bag, man. He's got so many moves he can go to. The little step-back mid-range shot feels almost automatic for him at times. If you're going to send a double, you better send it immediately because he'll shoot over it. If you're kind of lollygagging over there, Norman Powell, okay, I guess I'm going to come help. I'm just going to shoot before you get there. And if it's a Zubats, you get circled every time. Luka circles this matchup every single time because he knows he can score over Ivica Zubats. I don't know what it is. A big reason why his numbers at the rim are so good, he has this elite slow step. It's got to be the best slow step in the NBA. Gets the defender up in the air, finishes. It draws a lot of contact, a lot of and ones. Of course, Luka's patented and one move is this low dribble pickup when help comes. Little rip through. You come to help. That's an and one. Patented. Signature move. Jaden McDaniels, you're one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. I'm just going to step back over you. 2 guys come to help. That's not enough. You need to send all 5. And even then, that might not be enough. I'm Luka Doncic in the post. Just so many moves you can go to. Little secondary bump. Just it gives him enough space. Gives him enough space to get that shot off right there over a lengthy defender in Bilal Coulibaly. This is a nasty boy, ladies and gentlemen. This is a nasty boy. Don't let him get some space. That's an and one, ref. What the fuck? I just now noticed that. Yeah, that's an and one. Luka, yell at him. I agree. Again, the pace that he plays with, this little slow step, man. It's just such a good move. And it just gets the defenders off balance. You don't really know what to do. And one draws so much contact with it. And it's why he's able to generate so many good looks at the rim. Even though, he's not the most athletic guy. He's not going to finish above the rim very often. But his craftiness, his patience, that little slow step, his footwork, generates so many good looks. Dylan Brooks again. Bring him to me. I want him. This step back mid-range, it's a pretty new development for him over the last couple of years. And it opens up quite a lot because he's got a floater. He can get to the rim, obviously. But now, in this pick and roll game, in the mid-range, you have to account for this shot. It just opens up so many things. So many things offensively for him. Jaden McDaniels, one of the best perimeter defenders in the sport. All right, you're doing a good job. All right, you're clamping me up. Fuck, I don't have a shot here. Never mind. I'm just going to high arc, step back, long 2. Because, well, I'm just him. That's it. Brook Lopez, perennial defensive player of the year player. You're on the perimeter. I'm licking my chops. Yummy barbecue chicken. I'm literally hitting not just 360 no scopes, but 720 no scopes. This is a 720 throwing knife, actually. Just dancing. Some of the best pass fakes in the NBA, too, from opening night. Feels like a year ago. But just that little subtle pass fake has Zach Collins completely lost. And, of course, you do have the MVP level moments. Those MVP level plays here on opening night. A dagger over Victor Wembanyama, who came out to help on this shot. If memory serves me correctly. Why is this fucking 50 seconds long? Yeah, step back 3. Wemby coming to help. Opening night. Let's go home. And then how can we forget this? I actually forgot how crazy of a shot this was. I thought that this was a dagger. So whenever I try to remember this play, I thought it was a dagger. I thought the Mavericks were up 3 and he hit this. This was a tie game with 33 seconds left when he hit the dagger 3. When he hit the skyhook 3. I mean, what in the fuck, man? Give this guy the MVP right now. Now, the ultimate question is, what do the Mavericks need to do for Luka to win this award? Obviously, they're not going to give it to a play-in team. I think a top 5 seed makes Luka's argument almost impossible to ignore. And I just feel like Luka embodies what the MVP of the league is. Okay? Just wanted to keep it real with you guys. Again, no green screen. Just my pure thoughts. Just took down the green screen. Just wanted to be as authentic as possible with you guys.